One of the other things that people may be, I guess, intimidated by or may have not started down the path because of might be thinking about having the right tech or right capabilities or the right network of partners to actually start. So talk to us about that. Like, I know with starting annually, you've now built a whole network of people that can help with different types of things. What's your advice to people in terms of getting started?
Yeah, look, and it's probably the most common question I get asked as well, where it's, how do you get started with prototyping? How can you access it? And I mean, just like we're talking about prototyping, there is a suite of different, software and solutions that can help you prototype. But my biggest advice is just getting hands-on. It's a practical tool, right? There is rough prototyping in the physical realm. You can start at rough prototyping, which is legitimately like buy a competitor product and get Play-Doh and literally map it on. Get your phone. There's plenty of free 3D scanning apps where you can scan in that thing, change the label, reprint it, put it on the thing. There's some really rough tools that you can do to quickly, within, an hour, get a rough prototype to give you feedback and inform your decisions, right through to then, I've got this whole little suitcase of goodies in front of me, where you go into the more standardized sort of prototyping technologies. You've got CNC milling, we've got 3D printing, the most common one, but you can also look at like casting for like silicon prototypes. And these are all things that can be done within a couple of hours. And that's, what I'm trying to say is that it's so accessible at the moment. Like it's been more accessible than it's ever been in my entire career. And it's only becoming more so with technologies. So for business, it's always about maybe talk to someone that has experience in it and see if it's something that you can implement yourself. And if not, then work with, someone that does it for a full-time gig. But I think it's something that I always recommend people can totally pick it up and do it themselves.
Yeah. Yep. How can people get better at prototyping? Where can they begin, or if they've begun, what can they go to get better in this space?
Yeah, it definitely links to what Leslie said earlier. Half the battle is, knowing about it and then knowing where to start and, being accepting of that process within your workflow, whether it be in a larger business or a smaller business. If you don't have that, then it's going to be really hard, right? And once you do, and hopefully you do get that sort of support that you need, it's much more, from my perspective, especially in the physical world, it's about getting hands-on. Like, I hate to say it, it's like, grade school art class. It's literally like, get out the Stanley knife, start whipping up things to get a understanding of size, shape, form, and factor. So for me in the physical world, it's really good because it's very practical, very hands-on. And then, there are tools. There's so many free tools out there. 3D scanning, 3D printing is so accessible now. Like, there's just so many technologies that make prototyping in the physical realm quick, easy, and cheap. That it's more of convincing either your business or convincing yourself where can you make time to make this part of your process in developing these solutions.
In my world, Alberto's written a book called The Right It, so you could read that.
You should read that. Absolutely read
should
that.
Absolutely read that.
Yep.
There's a free PDF ebook, which was the prototype of prototyping back at Google. There's a whole story around that, which you can get on the exponentially.com website. I made my online training course free on YouTube over the last 2 or 3 weeks, so that's available to go and educate yourself. Just what does this even mean? What's the way of thinking about it? There's Rapidly software you can download and try and use to help you through the process. And there's lots of resources around doing this. So once again, with this Adam, multiple Adams, is just do it. Like, don't be scared to fail, because you're going to fail. Like 100% you're going to fail. But the risk or the outcome of the failure is you're going to learn something. So just do something. You've got a great idea that's been bothering you for like a year and you've been sitting churning on it. Whip up a website, put it out there and see what happens and learn. Just get in.